Yo, 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 what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. Give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. First things first, you already know hopefully everybody having a blessed and productive Thursday. Hopefully everybody smoothly getting through the work day. I know for some of y'all you're dealing with graduations and such. Again, congratulations to the proud parents of 2024. You know, keep the ball rolling for greater and more destined things. Keep the inspiration alive in your children and, just definitely reap and just gain what you can gain from the experience. But also be proud and also love the fact that your children are accelerating. So, again, congratulations to the proud parents of 2024. You know, and may the future be brighter for you and yours. We almost to this Memorial Day weekend. Another thing, we want to chime in with y'all just in case of anything this weekend. Um, I know a lot of y'all got traveling plans. Some of y'all might not have traveling plans, but no matter what the case is, one thing I will tell you is again, just enjoy the blessings. Make sure you're keeping yourself safe, and also make sure that you're just having the best fun possible. That's what the main important thing is: having fun. You know, being safe, but also having the fun that you know to have. You know, keep yourself aware of anything that look too suspicious and do what's necessary. Hammer, what's going on, baby? Appreciate everybody that tuned in Tuesday for the conversation. Definitely one that was needed. And it was just a reiteration on some things that need to be spoken about. And mostly for those who are going, like I said, on that weight loss journey. Just a tool of motivation. Um, Again, keep yourself inspired, invigorated, and keep yourself on that path to greatness. Whatever your goals may be as far as that expectation, keep yourself at a high pace, keep yourself strong, you know, and you keep on encouraging yourself no matter what. If nobody else encourages and you encourage it, that's where it starts from again. But for some that missed the replay, definitely catch Tuesday's replay. Chime in on a couple of little things, be brief about some of them because I don't know. I don't really know how to feel in that notion right there because it's a tricky situation. First things first, though, I have a message to again some of you parents that need to hear it. It is very important that you sit down and really have some form of learning experience and training experience with your children. Um, and also teach them the seriousness. My fault, y'all. Trying to make sure I don't get hit by these birds. They out here and they heavy. But the main thing is making sure they learn the differences and learn the severity of those differences. Um, Prime example: there's some things that your children are doing that they think is entertainment. It's not entertainment. It's more, life risking and dangerous. It's something that you should be looking forward to. Anything that's deemed life threatening or could possibly take you out of here earlier than expected, that's not entertainment. That's just pure and blatant foolishness, number one. That's also a form of being inconsiderate because you're not thinking about the ones who really truly love you. So that's a selfishness right there. But it's also a sickness. At least in my opinion, it's a sickness in the mind because to play these dangerous games and knowing that you really only have one life to live, it says a lot. It says that there's a lot of things that are broken, things that need to be fixed. And what best way to fix it than through communication? But you have to teach them the differences between reality and fantasy. That's number one. Because I'm not gonna lie, there are some of you who think you're living in a fantasy. Some of you think that there's a respawn button, an instant recall button. Now, I'll be honest with you. Some people have gotten a second chance at life, especially when they was doing something real risky. But again, it's what you learned from that experience. Some people learned that I shouldn't have to go to these extents just to either gain somebody's attention, somebody's notoriety, or just to say that, yeah, I accomplished this or I defeated this. Nah, some things you got to learn to leave be. Like riding on top of a car, knowing that you're not fully strapped in. That could be dangerous, depending on how fast the car going, depending on where you at exactly. It's the same thing with the subway riding or the subway surfing, basically. That right there in itself is dangerous because again, we done had situations where people have either lost their lives or they have been severely injured just for being reckless. There's certain things in life you can't be reckless with. Your body and your health is one of them. And on that notion, again, you gotta be paying attention to the signals, man. Like there should be no reason why you're even thinking or attempting that type of stunt. You know, that type of stunt has severe consequences, repercussions behind it. You could mess around, make a misstep, you could be paralyzed for life. You could make a wrong miscalculation again, you could be brain dead. Excuse me for saying it that way. But you gotta really face reality and stop living in a fantasy. What's going on? See, that's why I'm talking about. You're not going to work. That's why your check going to be 12 cents next week. See. If you say something else, the check might be negative 5 cents. Going on, my guy. Tamika, what's going on, baby? But you gotta realize that. Um, Again, it's like you're trying to gain some form of attention and notoriety, but at what cost? Again, if you're gonna do anything, just make sure you're doing it right. And honestly, that's not the right way of thinking. I'm gonna risk my overall body and my health just because I want to say that I did this, I attempted this, and yeah, this is what happened. I beat it. I beat the odds. I did what everybody said I couldn't do. Some people I feel like they're doing it for a competition. Like yeah, you're gonna compete for certain things in life. That's just the it's just the overall thing of it. When it comes to sports, it's competition. When it comes to trying to elevate in your company or anything that you're doing in life, yeah, you want to be a little bit more competitive and on edge because your goal is to achieve that goal, right? But what goal are you really getting when, again, you were playing around with your life? Riding on top of subways, knowing that if you make the wrong mistake, God forbid, you could get decapitated, you could break your spine, you could lose a limb, lose multiple limbs. If you don't, and God forbid you just hit one of them third rails, you could shock yourself, shock yourself on up out of here. That's nothing to play around with. Some of y'all walking on the tracks like y'all MTA crew members and stuff. That's not cool neither. It's a lot of different things I said that makes things dangerous. That's one of them. And again, it's become the norm now. It's become the norm to be risk takers. I don't know, but there's some things you really shouldn't have to risk at all, and not for that glorification anyway. Now I know for some probably done seen or heard about the situation with the young rapper who unalives himself on his Instagram, I believe. I'm just going to give my view and opinion on it. And again, this is just a view and opinion. The problem I'm starting to see nowadays when it comes to promotion, whether you a rapper big time or you coming up, y'all glorify that whole showing the world that you got a strap and that you ready for whatever. Now, certain instances, some people say, well, supposed to be prepared for war. Supposed to be prepared just in case of anything, which is true. But then again, you don't invite that negative energy into you either. That's one thing also you're not supposed to do. Some things is best to be, you know, kept a secret, or you just stay quiet about it until near time. You don't always gotta prove to the people that you're dangerous. I've always felt the most dangerous people are the ones who are either too calm, too quiet, or just too observant. Those are the dangerous ones. Realist, what's going on, my guy? But this is what I'm going to say, though. In certain instances, first things first, before I even get into this little thought and opinion of mine, again, may that young man rest in peace. May his family find comfort and strength within this time of grievance. Hopefully, they do get some form of solace and peace. Um, because it's just, I don't know. It's a sad world we live in, again, when it's like we are trying to normalize certain things that shouldn't be normalized. And I'm gonna say this again: some people will cry and mope about we need better law, we need better this, we need better gun control. No, I remember speaking about this, and I'm gonna speak about it again. We don't need better gun control. We just need better people practicing better techniques. Yeah, that's a hit and miss right there too, though. What you just said, though, realist. That's not even a hit and miss. You know what? It's a double-edged sword with that one. You really can't trust the quiet ones, but you can't trust the loud mouths neither. That's what I believe some people would be saying. I've always had a different view on life since I was really able to figure out life. So, the thing is, it's crazy that that young man lost his life, and I know it was an accident. But in the same token, this is another reason why I said parents need to start being more aware of things. Because you never know what the possibilities or what the outcomes can be. Maritza, what's going on, baby? But this is the problem. Again, y'all got to stop encouraging that madness of I'm waving a gun at my head. I'm sorry. It's just me and my superstition. I've always believed when you keep waving weapons at your head, it's almost a form of you're jinxing yourself. Sorry, it's crazy. You're bringing in the notion that you're going to be going just by that. Some things you just got to be careful about what you say or the actions because guess what? They can't come into fruition. I feel bad that that young man lost his life only because, again, I kind of watched the video and he didn't look too sure of himself, at least in my opinion, about, doing what he was doing. The reason why I say it's a problem because, you know, you're going to have situations like that, guess what? It can turn out worse, like how this situation is, or even if there's a possibility of survival, things might not be the same. I've seen and heard a lot of different stories when it comes down to any type of head trauma. And honestly, it would be a good service to some of y'all youngins out there. Hey, if that's how you gonna move, that's how you gonna move. But at the same token, if you know you shaky with certain things, don't risk yourself just because you want to prove to somebody that this is what you're about. Probably got one situation where somebody almost cheddar bobbed himself. Excuse me for saying it that way, but it's true. Because again, it's not about the gun laws. It's about the people who own guns. And if they're doing their due diligence as far as actually properly training and teaching them the importance and the necessaries of those weapons. If you don't necessarily need it, leave it alone. Don't even play with it. You don't want to risk harming yourself, doing real bodily harm, laying up in intensive or almost out the door just because. And in the same instance, too, you look at it from this standpoint right here. Still had a lot of life left to live. And it is sad. It is sad again. But again, your parents have to start being more aware of things, and your children have to start being more aware of things. And that's a sad, horrible way to go out, honestly. See, the thing is, I know some of y'all want to do the things that you love. And some of y'all, the main way y'all going to start getting your notoriety and stuff is on these platforms. But in the same token, some of y'all, again, are taking the most careless mistakes and risks just for that notoriety. Jedi, what's going on? Hey, how you doing? All right. Doing good, doing good. Joining this Thursday. It's kind of hot. It's kind of sunny. I think it's a sun shower happening right now. Yeah, I know. I remember you, bro. I remember you from Marlene. I know. Well, welcome in. Appreciate you joining in the conversation. But I kid you not. You know, you should never have to worry again about having to bury your children before time, especially when they still have a lot of life to live, a lot of ways to make things happen. Riders, what's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. But yeah, you gotta remember that part right there. It is critical to have a whole thinking process when needed. Like if you know you shaky, prime example with certain tools. I'm gonna use that for an example. Then don't play with them. You already know the consequences. It's like you playing with the little. That's just like if you had shop class. You know you wasn't supposed to be playing with certain machinery. Mess yourself up. Can't mess with that little press drill or none of that because you mess around and drill yourself for real. You have to start using more common sense and be more aware again of where your strengths lie at. I don't have to flash a gun or do that quote unquote thing to prove to the world this is what it is. No, I can find multiple ways and multiple alleyways to just reach my peak if that's what I'm trying to do. You gotta be real with yourself though. Oh, that's not it's not the way of life. Again, it's supposed to be about opportunity and growth. And I mean growth on all angles. You can't achieve the ultimate goal if you're not focused on it. You can't achieve your ultimate goal if you're gonna fall down the path and not critically think about things. Now, suppose I'm just going to use this for an example. Let's say if somebody didn't almost unalive themselves playing around with a gun, but the gun still went off and bullet ricocheted somewhere. Depending on where you are and who you're surrounded around, come on now. That could be a case right there again for somebody being harmed or possibly unalive because of carelessness. Guns are not a damn toy. They're not. They are for, again, protection. And I mean, when you severely are in a desperate situation and you have no other choice, not no just to play around, target practice, I'm gonna just do what I do anyway. All right, let's start having a common balance now, man. Savage, what's going on, my guy? Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though, Jedi. Like I said, just it's a common balance when it's all said and done. But you gotta be reasonable. Like if I know for a fact I shouldn't be playing around with, again, specific tools. Not supposed to be playing around with no staple guns, no, especially no industrial strength ones, no nail guns, none of that. I'm not supposed to be playing with those if I know I'm shaky with that. So why would I put myself at risk playing around with it? And again, this is a problem I see. Again, he didn't look too sure about what he was doing. Like I don't know the full deep details of things. I'm just going off an opinion from what I seen. He didn't look too he didn't look too sure of himself playing around with that. And honestly, I wish a lot of people would think about the consequences of their actions when it comes to that. You want to at least, I said, try to live as much life as you're supposed to. Not gonna lie to you though. I would hope that some people get the message and really take consideration into what's being said today. Right now, the way things are happening and certain people are passing away left and right, you don't have time to keep worrying about unnecessary stresses that are not good for your spirit at all. Start being more wise and more smart. There's multiple ways to basically set your niche in the world, leave your mark in the world, and it didn't have to be on the negative aspect of things. It's negative in this aspect because again, that's a loss of life. Who knows what he could have transitioned into, you know? And I would say that for anybody that's been through this form of situation, you never know what, these children or even these young adults could have possibly been, where they could have been possibly at right now. The ultimate goal, at least in my opinion, is to live life and not cheat yourself out of life. Because again, you never know when is your time to clock out for good. But in the same token, don't let it be that way. It shouldn't be that way. Your mindset should be again focusing on the ultimate goals of life. Even if I'm already somewhat in the transition of things, okay, well, what am I going to do from here? Not going to be able to promote this forever, especially if I do end up having some change of heart, you know. So again, you got to start somewhere and end somewhere. But when you end somewhere, you should end somewhere where you're accomplished and you're happy. You know what you've done, you took the initiative, and you built. Like if you want to say you started from the bottom, then yeah. If you really did start from some form of bottom, you should be wanting to rise up. Again, it's about getting to your ultimate destination in life. Don't put yourself in harm's way trying to do so. Yeah, you got to be reasonable in life. See, this is where I said to some degrees, some people have taken that logic, die trying, too literal. Die trying to be somebody, or you almost put yourself in that harm's way to be somebody. That's not a good look. I'm not being judgmental again. I'm just giving my view and opinion on the situation. Because there are other parents who probably have lost their children, if not like that, to some form of violence. Anyway, and again, it's not about anything else outside of safety. This is what it's mostly about today. A lot of y'all need to practice and preach safety on all measures. That's one of them. For y'all, I had to double check. Trying not to get a copyright today. Did hear some music, but never mind. But you got to realize this one thing. It is essentially up to you to decide if that's where you want to take yourself. You got to remember this, that nobody forces you to do anything, nobody forces you to be a part of anything. And the minute that they do, that's when you're supposed to stand on your ground. And you're supposed to move away from what you need to move away from. It's plain and simple. Or you move that object out your way and keep pushing forward the way you're supposed to. Key word for the day is safety, but also motivation. You know, you got to be motivated to keep striving for excellence and greatness on all all parameters. It ain't solely just about the one hustle, if you want to say that. You're supposed to have multiple ways to hustle or have that mentality of hustle. Again, it's about putting in the right type of tools and methods to make things work in life. And it's sad that again that we see certain things that are just happening at a rapid pace, and partly because again, just the lack of safety measures, the lack of intelligence, or just the lack of spirit sometimes. Because there should be no reason why you're putting yourself in that form of danger on any parameter. Gotta come to conclusion. You should never feel like because things might not be going the way you wanted to go that it's just over. Nah, it's never over. That's the whole beauty again of living. Fight for something good. Again, you take the destination in your own hands when you're supposed to. You just remember that. Is it's never a greater time to learn some great things than while you're here. Again, you're learning something new every day. You're learning how to be a better you. You're learning what works for you. You're standing in stride like you're supposed to. You're moving a balanced life. This is why I said support system is good on all parameters of life. Because again, sometimes in those notions and instances, they could possibly be game changers or lifesavers. This is why it's always good to encourage them from when they're young. You have to remember that. Encourage them while they're young. But encourage them for something good, something greater. There's some things as parents you're not supposed to ever, force on your kids, or you're never supposed to overlook, especially when it comes to yours. We all know that. There's some things we really just can't turn a blind eye to no more neither. Certain instances, you're gonna have to start standing up for something greater and something better. You want violence to stop, prime example. You're gonna have to stand up somewhere. And you gotta let it be known that regardless to what, you don't fear nothing. You're doing this for a greater good, not for your own personal gain or anything else. If you want to tear up and do whatever, okay, you go tear up and do it elsewhere. But don't bring it around where there are positive festivities going on or where there's, positive buildings going on, especially if it's supposed to be helping generate what it's supposed to generate change for your community or just change for things in general, even your family. I remember that part. Gotta be able to think logical and also think reasonable, but also have a cool mind while doing so. Can't make no rash steps, no rash actions. Can't do that. And you do that, so now you don't let in all the wrong forms that could disable you. One thing I am going to say for some people is, yeah, you don't let certain things disable you. It's the whole focus of keeping your mind sharp or thinking like a shark. Reason why I say that is because you never know what kind of businesses you could come across. And those businesses right there could be shady, not lucrative, so on and so forth. And there are certain things that do cause certain reactions. Not going to say that it doesn't. One thing I'm gonna chime in on too is something that was going around. I'm only giving my view and opinion on that too because I'll probably save that for another day, or I'll probably save that for later on. But on that notion right there, I'm stuck in the middle with that. And the only reason why I say I'm stuck in the middle with that situation from that video I did see is because again, it could have went either way. I mean, again, it's about safety at the end of the day. One thing I would tell a lot of you parents though that need to hear this, whether you've been in the situation or not, um, be mindful again of how you do things with your kids, your guardians, whoever. How you supposed to do it. Um, Make sure you're being mindful and teaching them the things you really need to teach them. So again, when they do get into their own form of, you know, mingling with society, socializing or networking, doing whatever, they got a complete balance. They know difference between right and wrong. They know about respect, disrespect. They know about true friendship, loyalty, all that other stuff that you're supposed to be teaching them. One thing you should never really teach your kids is bullying. No, you teach your kids defense on how to defend themselves in case there is a situation. But the one thing you shouldn't do is encourage bullying because you never know how some people will take that. And again, this is a tricky world right now. Right now, the simplest things is causing big fights and discrepancies right now. Gotta be logical for real. Some things, again, you really need to be mindful on. And again, like I told y'all, go double check on your kids sometimes when you need to, just to make sure that everything is going in accordance. Because prime example, you don't want to hear, "Oh, your child is bullying, your child is bullying," and you're not paying attention, or you thinking that it's really not happening. Go pay attention and see what's going on. If another parent has come to you and already told you what it was, and then deciding to go on the links of doing what they need to do, it could go either way. There are consequences, believe it or not, to those forms of situations. It turned out good, might not have to come to no real blows or anything else, or it could be dastardly. And again, you're setting the precedent because the main thing you should be focusing on again is making sure your children are focusing and being within the confines of how society's supposed to be. If you're around some great people, then you need to be great. If you're around some great friends, then you need to be great. You need to set expectations for yourself, number one, to keep that greatness alive too. At some point, it does become questions of what if, right? What if my child is actually doing this, but I still don't want to take the initiative? I still don't want to believe it. Well, just know again, there will be different forms of consequences because not everybody's going to think or move the same. But I would also say for some people, before it even thinks to come to that, you need to make sure that you explored every different option first before anything. Because again, it's children. Jules, what's going on, baby? Again, you got to be more mindful and more careful. It is better, again, to keep your eyes open on all cylinders. Your children, prime example, can be doing something behind your back and you not even know it. And that could be dangerous not just for them, that could be dangerous for you too. Oh, I'm cooling. You know what it is. I'm cooling. I'm trying to make sense of the weather because it's sunny, it's kind of breezy, it's hot, but then it rained for 2 seconds. Look like it's about to rain again. Help me. You know we in the city, so help me. Help me make sense of this right now. One second. One second. Yeah, but you got to remember that part right there. You have to always keep your focus on the most important things and the most important goals. Your goal and your overall expectation as a parent is to make sure that your children grow up and at least have a shot at life. James, what's going on, my guy? If y'all just tuned in, the like button. And if y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm sorry, but this is a form of safety, at least in my opinion. Your main goal as a parent is to make sure your children, survive the test of time. And if they have possible opportunities to be something in life, especially something great that can be of use, why mess it up? Children are never supposed to take risks with their lives. That's why it's important, again, to make sure you teach them the things you need to teach them. And if they are around some form of weapons, then they still need to be educated on what these weapons are for and what they are needed for. That's it. And again, if you don't need to be playing around with it, if you don't need to be using it, yeah, don't touch it. Gotta always remember that from the time they babies to even when they teens, they still gonna be curious and explore. So again, you don't want them to explore that option where they can end up possibly unaliving themselves. And that's about as real as it can get. It should be a general focus again to make sure that they reach their highest levels and their peaks in life. You want to be able to make sure that when it is your time to expire out of here, you've done all you can do as a parent, and that you made sure that your children have made the right, path in life. Make sure that the grands and the great grands and everybody along those lines are where they need to be at least. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes it do just start with the simplest inspiration, simplest encouragement. Like I said, they start getting to that peak of wanting to know and they are able to grasp certain things, you sit down and you give them the honest truth and hold nothing back. But make sure you give it to them in doses. When they still young, but they understand, you just got to give it to them in doses. But when they are more understandable to things, okay, well, come on, let's sit down and talk. And really sit down and talk. Like I said, teach them the difference between reality and fantasy. Because again, life is not a fantasy. You got one life to live, like I said. And again, if you are not taking the necessary steps to build yourself and build your future properly, how's that going to look? It's just my view and opinion on it for real. Be reasonable. No more there's no, no more options once you done already made the ultimate option and can't do nothing about it. Nobody around you can do something about it. It ain't about living for the moment. My bad. You knew that was coming. You know you was gonna get at least one of them. James, as soon as you came in the chat, that's when that happened, man. It was quiet over here, man. It's quiet. You done set something on fire, didn't you? I know. But again, teach them that there is multiple options in life. You never stay stagnant, and you never just go and conform to one thing. You do what's best for you. You weigh out your possible other options just in case. If that doesn't go well, or if you have to put that to the side, or you might just stop doing that all in all. Again, it's about setting boundaries. It's also about certain limitations. You can't push yourself past limits. It's the equivalent of you staying up all night. Now, you can stay up all night, depending. You could be up for days on end, depending. But that's just the prime example. You know, you might have a great exam on the way. You're not going to be up the whole night. And even if you are, you're not going to be sitting there, consistently learning what you need to learn. At some points, you might have to redo it again. At some points, you might fizz out a little bit. That's because you're tired. You're mentally tired. Your brain is tired. Body's telling you at some point you need to rest it up for a little bit. So you got to do so. But again, it's about soaking up what you can soak up within that time frame. But again, it does start with the parenting. What do you essentially teach your kids? You know, besides being, for some people, it was just being irresponsible. I'm sorry. I'm just calling it the way it is. For some people, it's just irresponsibility. For others, it's probably been mistakes, so on and so forth. Not going to go down that line today. Everything is different because there's always different views for those people and different parameters for those people to travel. And if it's going to lead to any form of happiness and greatness and really bringing foundational forefront for your kids and for the betterment, then hey, that's a good stride right there. I want to teach my children, prime example, that you can actually not just go to art museums or go to these art exhibits. Shoot, you could possibly put something in one of these art exhibits if you're passionate about drawing and painting. Yep, there go another one, James. Come on, man. Come on, man. There you go. Yeah, cops behind him too. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be an active Thursday. Again, teaching them that. Look, you went from going to see the exhibits to being a part of the exhibit to probably even owning the exhibit if you are going to push yourself to that length. Serious, what's going on, baby? But yeah, you got to keep giving them that inspiration and encouragement. That's just like if your children are interested in, like I said, motor sports and all of that. Interested in cars and building and how to do this and how to do that, then you teach them. And whatever you can't teach them, if you got people who are really knowledgeable and certified to do so, then hey, you all take it together. You all learn it together. If it's things that you might be unaware of, hey, put it in motion. It is about giving them multiple options, right? The option shouldn't be you come out the womb in the nutsack, excuse me for saying it that way, and you here just to be a waste, or you here to just be a waste of some form of talent or usefulness to the world. You could be that next peacemaker on either level. You could end up doing something where you could be a Nobel Prize winner for something. You gotta dream big. You dream reasonable, but you dream big because you never know where those aspirations are gonna take you. 1 second. Yeah, my bad. Like I said, trying to avoid a copyright today. It's gonna be active Thursday today. But yeah, happy Thursday again to everybody that pulled in. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, my bad. I had to get away from. Got two radios going off. Can't do that today. Can't do that today. But yeah, you teach them that there's multiple options. You explore where they talents and they gifts at. You also explore, their knowledge, their wisdoms. And again, you watch them grow naturally. Don't force no agendas on them. Don't do things that could be unnatural. But just let them be free and let them live. Let them carve their own destinies and let them carve their own personalities. Harry, what's going on, my guy? They could look like a carbon copy of you. They could look like you to a T. But that don't mean they're going to be like you. If anything, again, you want them to inspire and be greater. That's what a lot of you parents want to do. Inspire them to go again to their highest levels of expectations and feel good while doing so. Denise, what's going on, baby? Well, you got to remember that part. It's solely about giving the right form of inspiration. Again, they shouldn't be coming out the womb in the nutsacks just to be left to the wolf pack or anybody else. You're going to leave them with lions, you're going to leave them with hippos, elephants. Nah, you're not supposed to leave them in the jungle at all. You're not supposed to leave nobody behind. I'm sorry, your kids are the most precious gift. You want to do what's necessary and what's best for them. At least until they're able to do for their own, think for their own, and actually be independent. That's the goal and the focus, right? Making sure they at least have longevity. It's cheating themselves out of that when you're allowing them to make dangerous situations even more dangerous, not just for themselves, but for y'all. That take consideration what's just being said. And some people might not even know that they putting themselves under that form because again, this is just the norm that they follow. But again, dangerous repercussions and consequences to that. It's time for some of y'all to really again, stop complaining about gun laws. Stop complaining about certain things if you're not going to teach what's necessary to your offspring. So they do have a chance at living. So they don't make the wrong mistakes. So they don't end up being messed up with some form of bodily harm due to. Again, you got to teach them the difference between entertainment and reality. Fantasy and reality. Have to. In this day and age, you're going to have to. If not, you will pay the ultimate consequences. And that's not, again, any form of judgment. That's just reality. That's just me being logical right now. At least how I see it from the standpoint. Your main thing, again, is you protect. Can't be too overprotective or overbearing, but you protect and give a balance. Again, this way, everything goes where it needs to go. You do not want to travel down that road of disparity and then it turns out bad on your end. Turns out bad for your family. But also you protect the way you need to protect because you do have people who are making careless decisions and the cost is not good at all. Right. Now, like I was telling y'all Tuesday, that situation about the man that lost his daughter wasn't even a year old. Like that's what I'm saying. On that notion, you want to make sure that's something that's not happening. You got to protect that old course. But again, it does start with standing up with what you need to stand up for. You know what's right. There's things again you're not going to be able to change. It's just going to be in existence forever. But then there are other things you know you could be in control of. Like I said, bringing better safety options where you need to bring it, more awareness, more education. Again, more opportunities, more ways for people to grow. Does start with a simple spark again. Not bad. My fault. Hold on for a second, y'all. It almost. I'm sorry. Son say I ain't losing my name tag. Oh shoot. But the main thing to remember is like you don't just educate, you also have your fun time and your downtime. That's the recreational part of it. Again, you gotta have a balance when it does come to that. Yeah, you're supposed to teach your kids. Yeah, you're supposed to raise your kids, but you're also supposed to have fun, bond, and do what's necessary for the betterment. I was going to delve into a conversation, but I think I'm gonna hold that for another day. I really want to get some views and opinions on that one, but I already know. Regardless to the views and opinions on it, nonetheless, still going to be a great conversation that's needed. Hopefully it will lead to something greater. Because again, it does start with the smaller things, and then you work and focus on the things that are needed. Appreciate you for dropping those links, serious baby. Working harder than this weather, getting on my nerves, baby. Okay, now I got cloudy again. Wait a minute, I'm scared, y'all. I'm being trolled by the weather again. I'm being trolled by the weather again. Let me make sure I'm good. Let me make sure I'm good for liftoff today. It's trolling me today. It is definitely trolling me today. Alright, sun coming back out, y'all. Sun coming back out. I gotta be mindful because I ain't fully prepared for anything today for the first time. But nonetheless, though, you have to remember this part, though. You want what's best for your children. You want what's best for the betterment of your family. Got to start thinking reasonable and more wise. They don't have to follow a specific path just to get the greatness. Sometimes you could get the greatness by traveling multiple paths if you are dedicated and motivated to do so. That's the most important thing to remember. And there's some of you who are actually doing the right things, and it shows. Whether it's small time success or big time success, some of y'all have tucked in the right and necessary steps to make sure your kids had the multiple options in life and the multiple choices in life. Next, see what's going on, baby. Uh, and again, I appreciate you, serious, for dropping those links, baby. Appreciate every last one of y'all that have been a part and still being a part of this build. No, don't worry, I ain't going nowhere just yet. I'm not going nowhere just yet. I still want to get to that main point. You got to remember that the balance Balance comes from within. Again, you got to remember when it comes to your children, you cannot in any way, shape, or form treat them like friends or raise them like your friends. Because when it is time to start trying to make the necessary steps, or you think you're going to make the necessary steps, not going to listen. Prime example, that would be like me smoking with my child or drinking with my child. At some point, I don't care if I do have an epiphany. If I try to stop it and it's already been gone too long, guess what? They ain't gonna listen to me, or they gonna fight me left and right. And even if they do, it's not gonna get nowhere. That's just leaving a broken balance right there. Oh, hold on. Let me put some respect on this Cash App real quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I was trying not to play nothing, but I'm gonna play it anyway. Appreciate you for that Cash App. AZ, what's going on, my guy? What's going on? What's going on? But yeah, you got to remember that part again. For those who are actually doing and taking the necessary steps as parents, grandparents, guardians, you keep pushing the ball forward the right way, and greater things will definitely come. You know, it really is about again giving them the option. You know, you got to remember they didn't ask to be here, but if they are going to be here, then you need to be a very inspirational tool in their life. You have to be the most motivated and dedicated to them. If you're not, they're gonna fall down the drain of society, if you want to say that. And that shouldn't be an option for anybody. I don't care what stronghold or what destitute area you could be coming from. Again, I'm not being judgmental. I'm being logical. I've seen people again come from the grittiest of the grittiest and still made ways for everything to happen. It's about believing in what you're trying to build. You know what you're going for. You take the necessary steps again in the process. Again, you got to keep those multiple parameters and those multiple roads of life open. Those options could be small, it could be great, it could just be where you need to be. But in the same token, is what options you choose. And if you want to make those solid choices, then guess what? Those solid choices got to stand on. like I said earlier, you want to make sure that they get that spirit and that knowledge in their head from young. And whatever you probably just recently stumbled on or whatever you recently just came upon, you still got to teach that. You still got to give that to them the proper perspectives so they do understand it. You know, like I said, you got to teach them a little bit of everything, even down again to self defense. But you have to teach in the proper perspective. Again, self defense. I have to defend myself just in case I could come across a situation, whether it's avoidable or not. I gotta make sure that I'm always on point and on parameters on things just in case, like you're supposed to. But you still have to break it down to them to where they understand it. Again, the one thing a parent should never teach their children or ever show them is any form of bullying. Now, again, it's not easy, but even if you feel it's getting difficult, there are programs that will help you. There are people around you that if they really mess with you, if they really say that you're good ones, they're gonna help you some way, somehow. Other things you're gonna have to do on your own. Like I said, when you make that step in life, now you have to be a part of growth. Be a part of making sure that that one grows. You want spectacular, shoot, exponential. Hey, you're gonna have to really think reasonable about where you go and how you do things. Even if you don't change your scenery, prime example, you still have multiple ways to keep you and yours safe, you and yours growing and prospering the way you need to. And again, it has to be a stronghold. It has to also be unity. It's the most important thing, unity at all costs. You know, keeping that communication line open at all costs because again, it is needed. There's no way you can tell me we can't get to that. Some of y'all got to be willing again to trust the process, even when you're going through the roughest of rough. Again, sometimes that just be a testament of faith or a testament of humbleness and strength because things might not always go the way you want it to go. But it would also give you a knowledgeable lesson to say, well, if this didn't work, I know this will definitely work. And I'll be in a proper perspective. I could be able to maneuver a little bit better. You got to build and start building where it's necessary. Like I said, building a strong foundation for your children to learn and also know that regardless to what, they could be something outside of the typical things that you think everybody is reaching for. Not everybody's reaching for the same goals in life. Not everybody's inspiring to be an actor, a rapper, a singer, anything along those lines. Some people are inspiring to be their best self, be impactful in the growth. And again, just passing on the traditions that need to be passed on. Like self-awareness. And again, your kids are always going to be aware of things, whether you believe that or not. So again, it's about what you present and how you present it. Encouragement will go a long way. But again, you got to make sure those bonds are strong enough. Your kids should be able to come to you no matter what, and you not bite their head off. Teach them the dangers of playing around with specific weapons. Teach them the dangers overall of just not moving in the right light, basically. Keep your nose clean. Do what you need to do. Whatever decisions you decide to make when you get into adulthood, that's solely up to you. But just know I'm still going to be here regardless because, again, I brought you in this world. I brought you in this world for something greater. And even if it didn't happen or even if it doesn't happen, you are still mine. You're still my flesh and blood. And just know that's still always going to be love there regardless. You know? And that notion right there next to you are absolutely right. For some that need to hear that, you decide to be irresponsible and bring life into the world. Now it's time for you to really be parents. It's really time for you to grow up. It's time for you to put on your thinking cap and figure out what your next steps are. Because again, you shouldn't be allowed to reproduce and then throw them into the world to be unsuccessful. That's just carelessness right there. That's irresponsible. And it just ain't right. So again, what's really more important? Your personal agendas and your personal wants, or the needs of the offspring you brought into this world. The need of you actually trying to build and grow what's necessary. Your family tree. If you want to plant successful seeds in life, you got to plant that seed. You got to plant them right thoughts, those right opportunities. It's the whole focus. Start from the ground, build your way up. And when you build to where you need to build at, hey, you stop right there. But if you want to reach for greater, then you keep pushing the ball forward. Again, it's about what you give them. It's about what keeps them going so the lifeline, the tree of life can keep going. You're absolutely right, Nexie. But see, this is why I say at certain points, you know, pushback got to be real when it comes to a lot of you parents. Much as you want to, well, shit, I'm going to say that for those who need to hear it. Much as you want to try to be friends and besties with it's not going to work. It's not going to happen. You are supposed to guide them to something better. Yeah, you love them. Yeah, you show them the affection that you need to show them, and you show them the compassion. But that doesn't necessarily mean you treat them like friends. I'm not going to talk to you like you some like one of my friends in the street. No, and we're not going to have certain conversations like we are friends in the street. At least from that aspect, you know. Try to make the most productive things happen by keeping those doors and options open all the time. Oh, there we go, another one. That's about the third one for the day. Let's see if we get another one. James is somewhere in the shadows. That's why it happened again. It's either that or he got my damn pellet grill finally. No, you gotta remember that. You know, you do what's necessary. You stand strong and stand firm and wise. Whether you single parenting or whether you are doing it together, doesn't matter. The main thing is giving your kids multiple options in life and not missing out on the most important parts of their life too. And again, some of you young fellas, making these erash choices and you know you already got ones out here, you got to be here for your sons. You got to be here for your daughters. You got to be here for your family. Stop making unnecessary risk and taking the unnecessary risk just to try to get to a certain goal in life. Like I said, sometimes certain struggles, they're going to be there for a little bit. But if you are determined, if you're knowledgeable, and if you think you where you need to be at, you could overcome that obstacle to where it won't bear a burden. As men, we supposed to keep striving for greatness on all parameters, but the one thing we are supposed to remember is that if we are a part of bringing life into the world, we have to make sure that we are a part of that life. We have to make sure that we are doing what's necessary so our kids don't make the wrong mistakes and not be here. Be unalive to BS because we didn't do what was necessary. There are some parents right now who wish they could get that time back and change the things that they need to change. But again, when you don't catch it when you need to catch it, it could be too late already. I hear you, Nexie. Nah, but sometimes you have to be. I mean, because again, in order for things to stay sharp, stay more, inept, well, to keep from being inept, basically, shoot. Like, come on, man. Yeah, you gotta straighten up the line sometimes. Sometimes the lines can get weak. Again, it is a battle. Life is like war, and it's going to be constant battles. You're gonna have your days. You're gonna have all the energy in the world, and you ready to go. You doing what's necessary to stay alive. Some days you could actually slack off. You could be one step off, and that right there could be a little issue right there. That could be a form of weakness, especially if you get hit in the crossfire. So again, you got to be more mindful. You know, and you want your army strong because again, if you building the empire, you all need to be on the same accords, at least with the knowledge. Letitia, what's going on, baby? See, James, that's what happened. See, look, you done messed around. See, you done messed around. And you done did something. Appreciate you, Letitia, baby. See, James, that's what happens when you don't pay attention to those two, man. I feel like you was trolling me today, too. I think y'all always trolling me. This weather trolling me today, too, and I'm feeling a little disrespected right now. I'm feeling a little disrespected. I really don't like being disrespected. Wasn't it just sunny 2 minutes ago? And now it's cloudy. Definitely being trolled, and the birds came back.
Motherfucker.
A little bit upset. That got me a little bit upset right now. I think it's trying to rain again now. Hold on. All right, let me not jinx it. Let me not jinx it. Let me not jinx it. Don't laugh at me, y'all. I'm dead serious. This weather really tricky right now. It's hot, but it's breezy, but it's raining, but it's not raining. Hot. Help. Somebody pray for my damn scalp. Real. Nah, but you want to keep the forefront strong like you're supposed to anyway. The key focus. How will you expect them to build this greatness and this dynasty basically if you're not all on the same level, if you're all not pushing for some form of higher expectation and greatness? Got to be able to understand that part. It does start with you. What you give them, what you teach them, and essentially, what becomes of them. It is time again to start reinvigorating and inspiring the minds again. You know, giving more opportunity where it's needed, better understanding where it's needed. I hear you, Denise. Yeah, I think it just try to do that, but then it stopped again. I don't know what to make of this weather today. It's making my scalp hurt. My pole scalp, my pole hand scalp. Yeah, but you can't give up just because you might even be in a difficult situation. You got to start focusing on what's necessary. If you are bringing life into the world, then you need to be responsible. Hold on, Tanya. Hold on.
Oh, oh, yeah.
Uh oh. Big truck. Wait a minute. I got to put my screensaver up. Is that peanut butter?
No, that's
Wait, wait.
little pickles, chips.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, they
Nah,
had
the
me in
point.
the jelly section yesterday, and I was handing
Oh,
out pickles, you know. And one guy said you should dip vodka in it.
okay.
I get that all the time. Mm, mm. I remember one time I was selling cranberry juice, and they said
Mm,
you need to put some vodka in there, man. Man, people, I saw a Nate. You're not gonna believe this. I saw
mm,
somebody buy 424 packs of booze, of course, of Corona,
mm.
in big case.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, yeah. It was pouring down rain earlier today. That's why I went to the workshop today, and it was coming down in buckets, but it didn't last long. So,
Yeah, I
but
know it did rain this morning at some point, but then it stopped. And I
huh?
think it was just trying to stop. Nah, I know it rained on my end definitely this
Yeah,
morning.
yeah. It was like thundering, but they said it would end at 11 o'clock. So good thing I didn't have to walk home today. But I was at the workshop today because I missed everybody there, and I'm going back tomorrow. So then I got to work Sunday, from 10 to 11 to 5:30. So I got Access Link picking me up sometime, picking me up that day. Then I'm gonna go see my brother on Saturday, next Saturday. So wish him a happy birthday, and I hope you enjoy your holiday weekend there, Nate. And people is going nuts, man. I'm sick of listen. I keep walking down my bike. I keep seeing more dispensaries and smoke shops than I care to see these days. I mean, what's the point? I'm just we should have some more like something. I don't know, maybe some. I don't want no more donut shops. You got too many of those. I'd rather have like somebody like have another dollar store, or maybe I don't know. No, you can't beat a hardware store these days. They used to have hardware stores back in the day, but there should be something else besides dispensaries and smoke shops. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, I already know. Hold on one second. Angela, what's going on, baby? James, be safe on the road, my guy. My fault. Catching up
Yeah.
with the chat.
Yeah, somebody, you know what? These people who drive on the road, they use it as their own freaking personal racetrack. Okay? They speed up. They don't, they want to, like, the traffic light is their checker flag. Ready,
Yeah,
set, go. And they burn rubber. They honk their horns. What's honking your horn going to do when you're stuck in traffic and you can't do nothing? These people are nuts when it comes to driving on the road. Back in my day, if you wanted to race your car, you get you pay. They have a racetrack. You could drive your own car back in the day. They don't do that no more, man. Sheesh.
yeah.
You
Uncle
know?
L, what's going on, my guy?
And
Yeah,
that's why we
no,
have. Oh, I'm sorry.
no. But you making a point. But see, that's the thing though. The main thing about safety, again, it's certain things you just ain't supposed to be doing, especially on them roads where you got to deal with actual traffic. Yeah, you
Hmm.
spoke that it's a time and a place for everything, but again, it's about being safe. You don't want to make the wrong situation even worse. And as far as that is like, you don't want your car. What's going on? Come on, stop being light skinned, son. See what I'm talking about.
I
Nah,
remember
but you
getting
know,
my hair done and somebody was popping a wheelie right in front of the light. Okay, popping a wheelie.
yeah,
Okay.
you got, yeah,
I mean, really, I don't know what it is with these people on these roads. See, I remember there was a tractor trailer up our block and it hit a guardrail, okay? And then one knocked down the traffic light. There shouldn't be certain trucks that shouldn't be on this road, you know. Smaller trucks, yeah, but not these wide open trucks that come up the road here and, they turn the corner and then I remember one truck hit a traffic light and tore that down, okay? You know,
mm,
and that's saw one truck they didn't know the height. You know that they have a height manual, a certain height. You go under the bridge.
yeah,
I see two trucks go under the same bridge, but it didn't have the right height, and they both got stuck.
yeah. You can't. You gotta be mindful of those because once they
Yeah,
tell you a certain length, if you can't get it through, you're gonna have to find another way to make a U-turn, the detour.
yeah.
That's
But it
even
seems like
worse.
people determined to get under there.
Yeah, but see, that messes up everything to a
Yep.
certain degree because now that's extra time being wasted,
Mm-hmm.
and,
And
and that's still damages. That's still damages being done to the truck too. So,
yeah, and it
whether
belongs to your company, your boss.
exactly, that's that's one thing you don't want to have to worry about. But
Yep.
it is about being safe though, period. Because and
Yeah.
also just not trying to fall asleep at the wheel. Got some people that be dead
Yeah.
tired and still want to be
Yeah.
down. You got to take your rest.
Yeah. But there was it was that same truck that had a company that owned a company. Now it's going to be out of his paycheck. And no, and no, and I'm sure that the guy that owns the truck has insurance, but it's going to cost the man that drove the truck out of his paycheck because he was stupid enough to hit the guardrail.
Mm.
You know, I don't know what it is, man. It seems like when they get your license, it's just like, especially when it's summertime now and it's the holiday weekend, you're going to see more people just driving like a bunch of maniacs. Okay, it's just that I don't know. I had an accident with the driver, and he said he sees people just gunning it every single freaking day, man. It just seems like this. It should go back to what back in the day. If you wanted to race your car, you could go on a racetrack and you pay for it to be on there for about a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like that no more. But it's just a darn shame. But people just are ignorant. You got to be mindful because if you get hit, then you got to. If you hit somebody, then it's going to cost you your points, your license, everything.
Yeah, you can't do much when you ain't got no license.
Yeah, yeah. People, the tractor trailer. Every morning I wake up, always tractor trailers. Uh, you know, on the road, especially in New York, you have tractor trailers up on the Holland Tunnel, Lincoln Tunnel, everywhere. But it's just that that's why that's a good thing I have a day off on Monday, and I'm gonna enjoy it as best as I can. So, and then I'll see my brother. But I just wanted to say, you keep up the good work, Nate, of all these idiots around here. It's just a darn shame that people don't have no common sense. It's lost in the sauce, and it's pathetic. And right now, as far as this election this November, I just gonna just hold my nose. I'm just gonna. I wish I had Shaq, Daffy Duck, or Captain America, or Black Panther as president. I'd take that over any of these dorks any day. But it's just a darn shame. But people just want to just do their own thing and don't care. But I care. I care about myself and everything. Like in daylight, so I care about me, myself, and I. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you have a good rest of your afternoon there, Nate, man. And I think we're two people on an island. We're full of sharks, and we got to band together to stop the sharks. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Ah,
Yeah,
God.
gotta spark
Yeah,
the ideas though. Gotta spark
yep,
the ideas though.
yeah. Well, I gotta go, and I gotta say this before I go. In the famous words of Captain Murdoch of Lethal Weapon, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Oh man, yeah. Definitely enjoy your weekend.
You
Try to
too.
be as safe as possible. And oh
Yeah,
yeah, and another year and another blessing for your brother. Another year around the sun.
yeah.
Definitely hope
He
y'all enjoy
doesn't.
yourselves too.
Well, he doesn't know much of anything. He doesn't. He has a mind of a little kid. So I got him a Madonna CD. I was supposed to get him a Beyonce CD, but we're gonna have a good birthday for him, just to try to keep in touch because he was abandoned all his life because we
Yeah.
didn't know where he was. I thought he was dead. That's what I thought. And so finally, my other brother finally found him where he was. So he was like cast aside all his life. So, we try to call him and made him know that we still have family. My stepmom kept saying if she goes, you got to keep in touch with your brother. And, we got to keep in touch with him, let him know he's not abandoned. And we're doing the best we can. One psychiatrist said, you got to tell Desi about your father and your mom. And I said to myself, what am I going to say? We don't know how he's going to react to things. He's almost 50 years old. He's 50 in his 50s. So we try to do the best we can for him. And I'm going to go see him. And we're just going to have the best birthday we can do for him. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah. Well, but you have a good day, Nate. And before I go again, in the famous words of Captain Murdoch of Lethal Weapon, I'm getting too old for this shit. I'll see you later, Nate.
Have a good one, Tanya.
Ah, God, itches, man. You can't fix stupid, man. Really. See you later.
Have a good one, Tanya.
You too, Nate.
And shout outs to Hammer Nation for popping in on the conversation. But it is true though when it comes to that form of safety as well too. Um, I'd be more careful in areas where it could be heavy traffic. You can mess around, especially those of them bikes. Might mess around, make the more miscalculation, and you'll definitely be in a world full of hurt. It is about preservation of life and being safe. Even if you do enjoy and have fun with that, hey, be safe. Know when to do it, know when not to do it. I mean, I understand some of y'all want to take the risk. That's the thrill of it. Yada yada yada. I understand that part to a degree, but again, you need to be wise and safe in the things you decide to do for fun. Like you want to go surfing, all right, you go surfing. You want to go skydiving, like one of my boys, I just seen it on his storyline. He went skydiving, never thought he would do it, but he did it. He looked scared as hell, but hey, he did it. He conquered his fear. That's different. I'm not encouraging it, but still, depending on what your risk could be, make sure it's not too risky. And make sure that you're also here to be here for the long haul. It's the most important thing. And there's some people who are taking risks well into their older ages, and you can't do that either. Again, you got to be mindful and careful on how you move. Don't want to put yourself in a position to where you can't do nothing. You either paralyzed, you're in a body cast, or you just not going to be able to be as mobile as you want to be. I hear you, Hammer, but shoot, hey, everybody going to do something different. Everybody going to want to achieve some form of expectation in life and say that they did it, and that they conquered whatever fear they might have had of it. At least this way, that person could say, "Well, I'm able to go on the plane." You know, that's just like if they was fearful of traveling. Now they ain't gonna be fearful of traveling no more. Hey, they might attempt it another time. If not, hey, never know. But the main thing, try to have fun. Try to embrace what's necessary. Still over here trying to rap, son. My fault, yo. Still over here trying to rap. Looking like black in the hat. Better go lay on the gym mat. Breath smelling like bacon fat and Similac. You better stop playing with me. Catch a heart attack. Looking like, what? Godzilla attack. Yeah, man. But yeah, want to be real with yourself. You know, you take certain risks, but not unnecessary risks. If it's going to bring fulfillment and joy and also bring a good memory, then you do it. You don't want to have those type of situations the way it brings a tragic memory or even back painful memories. Just got to remember no matter what happens in life, you move forward and keep moving forward. Learn from what you can learn from, then you keep on moving the ball forward. Be safe. Nah, son, it's you. You ain't put them Jordans back on. See what I'm talking about? Stop being light skinned, son. You know what I'm talking about? But you know, you just think about it. Be wise in your decisions. Be careful with your decisions. Know what you actually want and need. And the things that you need will outweigh everything that you really want. You know, again, give yourself a balance and give yourself a careful balance. For those who need to hear, especially those on the road, be wise and be safe, especially on this holiday weekend. You know, some people ain't playing with a full deck. Some people might actually be in the midst of doing some stuff that can cause accidents. But again, make sure you and your loved ones are safe, especially if you are traveling. You know, make sure you following the necessary speed limit and everything else. You know, and again, when things look like it's out of whack, you know, follow your gut instinct while you can. Hit it on the up or down. How you doing? You hit that right there on the up or down. You know, again, it's about overall safety for the weekend. So, and again, you know, some things you just got to realize. You know, when it comes to betterment and success, especially for that family tree, you got to take the necessary steps and do what's proper for you, proper for the gander, and don't feed them propaganda. Gotta remember that. Feed them the actual knowledge and wisdom they need. And again, you build strong, build like you're supposed to build, build that dynasty. If that's what you're planning on bringing into the world. One thing I am going to focus on, and this is going to be the next conversation. I'm sorry, but I do still need views and opinions on it because I don't know, kind of lost this one. Because I've always felt in certain instances, and this is on both ends, having multiple kids with multiple people that need to stop being normalized. Um, but I'll dig deep into that. Like I said, I'll give my view and opinion, my take on it for real. Because again, certain instances on both parameters, you both kind of mess yourselves up. Just remember that part. Um, it's about making wise and careful decisions. For those who are following me on Clapper, I will be back tonight around 6:30. So give or take, we definitely gonna be in the building. Didi, what's going on, baby? If you haven't downloaded the app, please make sure you do so. And like I said, definitely follow your boy. Good vibes is always over there. That's what we're gonna do. Just gotta remember that part. Didi, what's going on, baby? I feel like you was doing something illegal today, Didi. What you did, man? What you did, man? Gotta make sure you wasn't up to no good. I don't know. Let me smell it in the air. Uh-huh. I smell cooking too. I smell a lot of y'all cooking right now. I smell it. Mm-hmm. I don't know what y'all cooking, but I smell it. I smell the seasoning, damn it. Angela, I know you creating something over there. Uh-huh. Who else in this? Uh-huh. Who else is in this right here? I know damn well Sirius is doing something scheming. Nexie. Who else is over here scheming? James. I know he's safe on the road. But I still need my grill back, y'all. Still need my grill back. Oh, but again, you gotta remember that the encouragement and everything that's great about it starts from what you give. It's where you start and where your destination is gonna lie at. What do you see for yourself? What do you see for your loved ones? What do you see as far as prosperity? Things of that nature. Again, the thrill and the beauty of life is not just creating life, but making sure you're a part of that growth and that, you know, determining factor for life. So, gotta be more reasonable, like I said. What's more important? Your personal wants and needs or the needs of your offspring? And again, just be careful as parents and what decisions you decide to take when you are raising yours. Because again, you want better. So you gotta achieve, gotta strive for better, and you gotta think, you know, what doesn't hurt me is gonna make me stronger. What doesn't knock me down will only keep continuing to build me up. Never let any determining factors, good or bad in life, determine how you raise your kids and how you do things for them. Yeah, I don't trust you, Angela, because you be scheming sometimes. Last time you walked over the deep fryer, think you slick. And DD, you let her do it. So I don't know. I'm tired of y'all. They're gonna stop scheming over here. Stop scheming. Nah, but all in all, though, for those who know that this, and keep off and on with it, making my scalp hurt. Look, you might as well. Why it ain't coming down? Nah, but you just gotta remember that part. Be focused and be solid in your decisions in life. Because remember, they didn't ask to be here. But if you're gonna have them here, hey, let them reach for something. Let them reach for something greater. Let you be a part of that step into that greatness. And don't force and rush things on them. They don't need to be forced and rushed on. Just let them grow naturally, like I said earlier. And let them carve out their own personality and let them carve out what they need to carve out for their future. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I have to figure out lunch/dinner. Keep it simple today. But again, for those who are following me on Clapper, I will be back around 6:30, give or take. And we're gonna definitely have some good vibes for the evening. I could be back on here tonight for a conversation, but if not, you already know I'll be back for the site in the morning, definitely. And again, for those who might be getting out this weekend, make sure y'all keep yourselves safe on the road, buses, however you travel. And just be aware of your surroundings. Main thing too is make sure that you are healthy enough for travel. And if you feel you're not deemed well enough for, then you sit back and relax and do what's necessary. Main thing to remember again, preservation. Preserve yourself for real. Angela, I don't know. See, look, you said the wrong damn, and you done said the wrong one out of all of them. See, look, I can't trust you. I can't trust you. Y'all always scheme. Or find yourselves in the scheme. Damn it. But yeah, I'll definitely be back at 6:30 on Clapper. Definitely see y'all in the chat. And, always a blessing to bring sun to the people. This is what we're going to keep doing. Again, appreciate everybody that's been a part, still being a part of this build and this journey, and we still got more to go. Great conversations to go. Wait a minute, it's Thursday. Oh, I just remembered something. Yeah, it is a throwback Thursday. My bad, my bad. Uh, for those following me, prepare for the madness. Serious. That goes for you as well too. Prepare for the ultimate throwback madness. And before I do get up out of here, just remember at some point during that, y'all will be doing this.
Before we start to turn it out, you must first begin to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now drop, now drop, now drop, now drop. Breathe in, breathe out.
There you go. Yes, yeah, y'all all be turned up for the weekend. I know. Y'all all supposed to be turned up for the weekend. That's how it's supposed to be. Yes, yes. But also be safe though. Again, main thing again, just be joyful. You know. Well, let me show you how joyful I'm gonna be regardless. Yeah, be that carefree for the weekend like you're supposed to be. But yeah, let me get up out of here. For those might be just tuning in, y'all can catch the replay. And again, shout out to Hammer Nation for popping in for the conversation as well. And yeah, always a pleasure. And we're gonna keep that prosperity road going. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout outs to the replay game. Shout outs to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. Everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and that be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. What I do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real bills. And again, for the Clapper fam, I see y'all at 6:30. Rain or shine, baby. Rain or shine. And again, appreciate all of y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Thursday. I forgot it's still mornings on the west, afternoons on the central and the east, evenings in the UK, and all you future babies, it's already Friday. Happy damn Friday. I'm gonna need tomorrow's lottery numbers today. I'm gonna need those today. Now I'm scheming today. Scheming for that good number. But y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.